Hey Capricorn, this is a reading on November and part of December. And it's for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and all cross watchers. Welcome. I just wanted to do this reading as close to the beginning of the month as possible for me, because, Anyway, this month is bringing so many crazy changes to you. Like, this could be the point where you actually make serious positive changes to your life. You're going to be going through some situations where you'll be, in your mind, you'll be, excuse me, reflecting and dealing with a lot of really strong emotions. Okay. But the biggest thing I see with that is that you'll be able to go inside and take a look at whatever it is that you want to change. And you're going to be able to change it. That's how crazy this month is. Like, I'm talking about if you spend too much money, you make a decision to not do it, you'll be able to do that. If there's any type of addiction, you make a decision to stop, you'll be able to stop. And you'll go back. This is the crazy part. It's like what happens to you is like you go back to the innocence of your childhood, and where there were no addictions and no ego jumping in to help make your decisions. You're going to have that kind of energy this month. So it's actually going to put you into a position of making all the changes that you want, especially finances. I see that as well. So I'm seeing some things where there may be some of you who may make a decision to walk away from a job that you've had for years just to start your own business. I'm seeing things where that book that you wrote when you were 22 years old, you decide to send it to a publishing company and they accept it. Situations where there may have been things like court cases that they kept going back and forth, back and forth. All of a sudden, at this point, it's like everything just calms down and straightens itself out. Like, I'm seeing a lot of endings coming to court situations, jail situations. I'm seeing a lot of deep emotions, a lot of strong intuition, and a lot of your abilities coming to the forefront. Like being able to see things like for instance, like you might be able to look at a person, look into their face and tell if they're lying or tell and see if they're telling the truth. You'll be able to know right away. Or if that person's not really a person like us, you might actually see it. And some of you know what I mean. You'd be able to tell that there's a difference there and that that person is not what they seem to be. A lot of things that were stalled or delayed, you're going to be finding that there's a breakthrough, and that those changes that you were waiting for are actually going to happen for you. This one change that I was talking about before, where you actually feel like you're that person you were when you were younger. That's going to be very strong. And when that energy comes to you, you're going to be able to think differently. You're going to be able to move differently. I'm seeing a lot, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff for like if you decide that you're starting a business, or you decide to, actually leave that job and start your own business, or if it's an old business that you're trying to change, make it better. I see that happening also. This is that time. I'm seeing okay, this is like a different one. Like for some of you, you you grew up with certain beliefs, and you behaved in a way that was very acceptable to the people around you, family, church, neighborhood. And that changed you into the person that they wanted you to be. What's coming up for you is you going back, or your emotions or your mindset going back to when you were around that age before all that stuff happened. And you're going to be able to think that way again. You're going to start seeing this strange clarity that rarely comes about. You may find out the truth about some of the things that you thought were actual when you were a child, because as children, we see things from a different perspective than the adults do. So you saw it your way, they saw it their way, and even if they tried to explain it to you, it still was seen from your perspective. And then, so now what I'm seeing is that changing for you to where you're actually able to understand what the real truth was. And a lot of past secrets are going to be coming to light, just so you know. So expect that. I'm also getting a lot of people from your past coming back into your life. And so much so that some of you will actually find that someone from your past is able to help you move forward with something that you're trying to do now. I'm seeing a lot of people quitting smoking, a lot of people quitting drinking. I'm actually seeing some people who are so deep into it, deep into the drinking, deep into hiding their unhappiness with it, that they've forgotten what they're capable of. And with this change, what I'm seeing is that what you were capable of before is going to come back to you, and you're going to thrive. I see another situation here where um, there might be somebody younger who is not so much like with an addiction, but some mental situations going on, some psychological situations going on with them, and you're worried. One of the biggest things that I see with that is that this person is trying to hide what they see in themselves. And what I mean by that is Some of us handle spirituality in a way that we're learning it, so we find an interest in it. Other people have been so put down for their abilities that they try to go into some kind of situation where they're drinking or taking drugs so they don't have to think about it. If they're seeing spirits, that it's like it may block them, or if they're picking up other people's energy that seems to be too strong, and then wondering, like, when you're picking up somebody else's energy and you're thinking that it's yours, and that energy happens to be filled with depression, anxiety, when you think that that's yours and you really can't find an actual reason for that to be happening, that can make a person think that they're crazy. That can make a person probably go crazy. This person that I'm seeing, it could be multiple people, but this person is becoming stronger with their abilities. And it's becoming too much for them. I think it's already become too much for them. But it keeps getting stronger and stronger, and they don't understand it. I would say a reading with somebody really good at understanding what's happening, like it could even be something like a past life regression reading, or just somebody to go into what exactly it is that they're thinking, because if they're blocking it, they're not even remembering. I think that would help this person more than taking them to see a psychiatrist. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, because you got to get help for this person. But I'm saying there are alternatives. There are other reasons for things happening to people. So just take a look at every different aspect. Try to find as much as you can about the situation before you stick to just one. That's all I'm saying. Okay. If that resonates with you, please leave a comment so I know who this is. And maybe I have some more information for them. And if you know the person, share the reading with them. Okay, so into some other stuff. Okay, so there's some secrets that are going to be coming out. We talked about the secrets that happened in the past, but there are going to be some other secrets that are coming out with love triangle situations that you're going to be finding out about. And if this is you who's in the middle of this third party situation, just understand you got about maybe another 3 weeks for this to remain a secret. Okay, so just pay attention to your text messages, pay attention to who you're telling your secrets to. Make sure you can trust that person, because I see communication coming out with people talking about this. I don't see a lot of gossip, but I do see the potential for it. And I see people having a conversation about it, but it's conversational. It's not gossipy. Okay. That's what I see so far. It's just a potential for gossip. But if it continues and it actually happens because you weren't able to stop it, then yeah, that can turn into gossip. And you really don't want that, because I'm seeing it looks like it's a workplace situation. Okay. And it really doesn't help you to be in a situation like that where you've got people walking around staring at you, talking about you, and everything. So, pay attention to that one. And we've got, okay, so around 7 weeks from now, there's going to be somebody who gets ghosted. It looks like somebody that they're talking to not that much, and then all of a sudden this person just disappears for a minute. For some people in that situation, this person is secretly going to be married, and it it's strange. For some, it'll be a same-sex marriage. For others, it'll be regular, but it's just that it looks like there are a lot of other secrets going on with this situation. So if you're being ghosted and this person is really not trying to reconnect with you, I'm going to say the best thing to do before this kind of blows up and really, starts to hurt people is to pay attention to the other person who's interested in you, because there is another person there. And it looks like you may this person may be new to you, so you're connected to the one who's ghosting you, and you just don't want to give yourself a chance to meet somebody else. Give yourself that chance. It looks like you might be really happy that you did. Let's see. Finances are looking really, really good. Oh, and there's some other stuff dealing with finances that I wanted to mention too. Um, Especially with those of you who are trying to start your own business or just getting it started. And also the other ones that I was talking about who have a business already but are looking to expand or just do something new with that business, give it a brand new face there. Um, I'm seeing a lot of stuff coming up with you dealing with social media. I'm seeing things dealing with planning, with marketing, with just um, meeting new people, becoming very social with it. I'm seeing some of you possibly going viral with what you're doing. But I do see a lot of new customers coming into you because of the work that you're about to put in. And it seems really weird, but it's like, I mean, it doesn't seem weird because you're Capricorn. Capricorns are pushers, man. You guys, like, when it comes to business, that seems to be like all you really care about is let's make this move, bring this money in, let's just do this. And you do it the right way. This is something different. This is more. This is like like maybe you had tried to start new things in the past, and you felt like you feel like they'll keep going or they'll get better over time. You may just put a stop to all those new things and start something completely different. And this is going to it's going to push you forward. It's going to be a breakthrough, and you're going to see a lot of money, a lot of positive energy coming in. Whatever kind of change it is that you plan on doing here, it's a needed change. Okay? It's definitely a needed change because it needs a push. It's like stalled. And I told you that delays were going to be starting to end about 2 weeks from now, and that still stands. It stands for your finances, it stands for your business, it's for relationships, it's for court situations. There are so many changes, crazy changes, incredible changes, but and I need to say that they're all going to be connected to some deep emotions, really heavy emotions. But that's good because that's what drives you. That's what drives Capricorn. You become very emotional when it comes to business. And it's a good thing because it works. It really works for you. Let me see something here. There's some changes that are coming that will, and I know I was talking about your finances and stuff like that, but this boost that's going to happen is going to put you in a position of being on top. When I was talking about social media and the possibility of things going viral with you launching a business or launching your business again, marketing, planning, all of this is going to become a really strong point with you, and it's going to boost you into a position where you're going to, even you were going to be shocked. Even you were going to be shocked. And as far as some of you who are thinking about maybe leaving your jobs, I don't really see a lot with anyone losing their job. This looks more like a choice that you make. For some of you, it'll be into a higher position with more responsibility, more power, and more money. But for others, I see you trying to do your own thing. You know, one of the reasons why I think that this is going to happen for you is because people, Capricorns happen to be the sign that is like the one that everybody goes to when it comes to business situations. Like you end up being the boss, you end up being manager, you end up being the owner, you end up being all these different high position people. And when you're in a job, I'm going to say a job. I'm not going to say a career. When you're in a job where you have other people who know a lot less than you telling you what to do, and you know for yourself that they're telling you to do the wrong thing, that whatever they're saying is not going to work, or that it's going to hurt the job if you were to follow their instructions. These are more like the people that I'm saying will just walk away. But just so you know, even if you were to walk away, but you decided not to start your own business, you were looking for a different position or something, the week of December 7th is when you will start that new job. I see you doing paperwork that week. I see at the very beginning, I'm seeing any type of ending where work is concerned is over with at the beginning of that week, which is the 7th and 8th of December. Then I see the people in that place doing the work to bring you in. And then I see paperwork. And then I see the job starting. And then I see you happy in that position. I see you further above in that position. I see it fixing a lot of things for you financially. So, and then I see a surprise where someone new may come into your life, and this person could actually end up being your husband, your wife, and I just see a lot of happiness there, a lot of happiness. So if this resonates with you, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.